Welcome to a full review of the Mercedes GLE 450. Let's go! In the front here, the new GLE generation looks a little bit sportier, more agile, also with the accentuations here on the hood. This is the standard front grille design with the two horizontal fin layout. The AMG-Line exterior would have the diamond pin grille. 4.92 meters, 16'1" or 194 inches is the length of the GLE. There's the bigger brother as GLS also available. Wheel size actually from 18 to 22 inch. These ones here are 21 inch. You can also get the wheel arches in the body color, but this one here, the standard setup with the crossover wheel arches. Suspension wise, very interesting. You get a standard steel suspension, then you have the optional air suspension, as you know. And then there's the e-active body control, which can actually lean inside the corners. Very interesting technology. And it also has some special off-road functions. So actually you can tune every single wheel with the suspension above that, where it shall lean in or out. That's a very interesting piece. The rear has actually been changed most significantly in this new generation with the new horizontal tail lamp design and the signature right there, and definitely more modern. The 450 today also here, the 3-liter 6-cylinder. 367 horsepower, now with mild hybrid technology, 5.7 second the acceleration figure. Also available with the off-road package. Reasonable door pockets. Then on the interior we have the AMG line today. That means AMG steering wheel here with this brushed aluminum style, otherwise it would be high gloss black, so more beautiful than this I think. And AMG floor mats, aluminum pedals, and here the sport seats, so there are base comfort seats available, and these are the sport seats with a little bit more support. And the AMG line automatically comes with microfiber dynamic on the inside and Artico leatherette on the outside. So this is an animal-free choice and also good in the climate comfort. In the European market, actually, my pick would be either this one also or fabric on the inside and leatherette on the outside, because the gray fabric looks a little bit more contrastish and stays even a little bit cooler in summer. But for the US market, I would definitely go for this one because the fabric is not available there. Or if you want some spilling protection, have a lot of kids or something, then of course a full Artico seat is also available with a slick surface in black, in beige, in espresso color. So they offer a lot of animal-free choices. That's really very cool with the GLE. And one of the other cool features is the ambient lighting. Here's one of the key features of that. Getting inside, and yeah, shoe tap. So it's a very nice, comfortable seating position. Again, the sport seat offers you a little bit more support here and very cozy and high class with the microfiber surface. Steering wheel here starts, of course, with a manual control, but in this case here also an electric control for the steering wheel. Now to the interior overview, which has a beautiful design, I think. Here with the brushed aluminum look, you're going to get different decor elements. Then Artico leatherette dashboard, soft touch. It also looks nice with some contrast stitches. Screen setup 2x 12.3 inch, also quite impressive, and also has this voice input with "Hey Mercedes." Hey Mercedes.
How may I help you?
Increase the temperature.
16 degrees on the driver's side.
So and then also, if you've seen that, when you increase the temperature, then there's like the red light, and you can also use it here with the ambient lighting. So when you put it colder, it's blue light. When you put it warmer, then there's red light. So really beautifully done, because you can put it in sports mode, comfort mode, curve mode. This is where the car leans inside, and off-road mode is also very interesting, because in the off-road mode here, when you have set that, when the car is on, when it is in the gear and you are in the off-road mode, then you can actually add some other cool stuff and go here to the settings and go to the off-road assist and have this individual wheel control, and then you can actually say, I want to have it lower on the left side and high on the right side. And you also see it on camera how it switches. So really impressive system, especially then for off-road use. Not sure how many people will actually use that other than for showing off. And the free driving mode is the most funny one, and everyone on this parking lot will wonder now, because then the car actually moves up and down, and you can also start going front or reverse to get loose of some, sand situation or something like this. So really cool stuff. Just to show it once more up close, here again, there it is, where you can control the individual wheels also in the rear, for example, like this. And then here with the free driving mode, you can pick that. Other than that, it's a really good system. It has a nice overview where to find everything. The Apple CarPlay, actually, you can have it here, right there. That's such a great song. There's the integration and the sound. We don't have the top audio system here, but this one always has a nice one sound. Well, cool. Now the digital instruments, you can also put the map in here. You can also have it full screen here with the map. That is possible. So you're really flexible with these digital instruments. They also have a clear display. You can also go to sports gauges, for example, and you can also switch some individual information you want to see, left or right, for example, or then again in the middle. Here, for example, you can also switch to the left gauge like this, and yeah, you can play around with that pretty a lot. And head-up display with the huge projection, current speed, loud speed, or the direction you're going, and you can also adjust which parts you want to see there. So a very flexible system, and again, a very, very large projection. It's even larger than it appears here on camera. Rear compartment, also soft touch article at the inside of the rear seat. It's really cool, inside the rear seat door. And then what's cool here is you have about the best leg room in this very segment. This has been upgraded with this new generation, a little bit longer wheelbase. And I mean, I could sit a little bit more back now if I put the steering wheel a little bit more out, but still there's plenty of leg room left. And one of the reasons is that the back bench here is quite short and it falls a little bit backwards. So, I mean, it's still comfortable here, but it's very, very low placed and falls backward. For example, in the BMW X5, I think you sit more comfortable as a rear passenger. Also in the Audi Q8 or Audi Q7. Then they're more upright. You sit more like, let's say, like this, and that's more comfortable, I think. But it has then less leg room. So I think it's, it's basically a trade-off. So we can open the hatch right there, or also with pressing the key. Here we go. So, and at the moment I've already removed the top cover, and liter figures 825 to 2055 liters. That's quite impressive. And the interesting thing is here, you can put this top cover here below, and this is a very good storage. So many times you wonder where to put that thing when you remove it. Here they found actually an interesting possibility, and you can of course install it right there. Here we go. Welcome to Thomas's Driving Lounge with the Mercedes GLE 450 here with the inline 6-cylinder, now as MHEV mild hybrid system. And we're going to do some city driving, we're going to head on to the motorway. Then we first start with slower speeds, and then we'll also floor it out, max speed, really high speed, check noise installation and so on. And so different aspects coming up here. Interesting here, you can see the camera side here on the center display, and this actually always happens. You can turn off and on that function when you're approaching the next traffic light. And I mean, here in the GLE it's not that critical because the windscreen is quite high, but for example in the CLA that was very relevant, this function. It is meant to be a traffic light visibility, so sometimes traffic lights are placed way low, and then you have to Where is it? I can't see it. And that way you can just sit like this, all good. Then you can see the traffic light jumping to green here on the screen. Yeah, it's some kind of decadent function, but you know, again, for vehicles that have very low windscreens, that might make sense. Why not? Very interesting. So we have 21-inch wheels mounted here, so rather bigger ones. That of course reduces the comfort a little bit. You feel it in some smaller bumps on the road, so if you want more comfort, then go for smaller wheels. However, there is the air suspension mounted in here, and that is still set on a soft note, which is pretty cool. Like it when air suspensions are still set on a soft note, and that is the case for the Mercedes non-AMG models. If you pick an AMG model with air suspension, then they make it that stiff that you can't really feel it's an air suspension anymore. But to me, the GLE, one of the best comfort rides overall, actually. So one of the most comfortable cars to me. Then again, with the combination with the Dynamica Artico seat, also keeping me cool in summer and warm in winter. It's a very good choice. And the seat form itself, here also from the sport seats, is still very comfortable, and you have a little bit more side support in this case. The car is also extremely silent, very well insulated. We'll soon experience that, how it looks like when we are at really higher speeds. The steering is actually rather soft and not too direct. It does not have any dead angle, that's good, gives you a good feeling. However, Mercedes has the philosophy of not making them too progressive, so you have calmer running straight, and then in corners you have to steer a little bit more, but that's just a matter of preference then. Seeing here, told you earlier, the AMG steering wheel here with the, sportier style and the, let's say, brushed aluminum look right here. AMG-Line also because of the seats. Interior, didn't have it on exterior. So, different suspension modes we have also for the air suspension. So when we go, for example, to the sports mode, suspension gets stiffer, and not sure, maybe if you also hear that, the gears are turned up higher in this case also. So we can experience that on the motorway. This is really for sport here driving. This 3-liter inline 6-cylinder does give you quite some good performance, definitely. Told you the figures earlier. And also has actually a decent sound still. And with this new MF technology, on the left gauge you can see EQ charge. So at the moment I'm going downhill, the car is recuperating, so gaining back some energy. And then when I accelerate, it is used both for better fuel economy and for an additional boost when you really floor out the car. So far the experience was that it does actually make sense in this case. We had some engines where, there again the traffic, and well, in this case it does make sense here. So at the moment the traffic light stands in a way that here the back mirror and the plate above that, everything is blocking that, so I would need to do like this, and that way I can hey, I'm in my GLE, you can just look at the camera light. Yeah, learning to appreciate this function. Yeah, why not? Modern times, right? So back to the MHEV system. In this case here, for this engine, it really seems to make sense because, when you drive at high speed, it will consume a lot of fuel anyway. Then you can also score some 12 liters or more kilometers. That's no wonder. Then the MF system also doesn't help. But especially here in city driving, oh, look at that. You see the white vehicle? SL Coupe. That was blocked by the white Fiat 500. Not sure if you could see it in the small camera. What a beautiful vehicle. Yeah, always lively on Autogefuel. Sorry, I'm always looking out for different car models, as a car enthusiast. You do that and say, oh, look, this guy, oh, I've been driving this one 10 years ago, and like something like this. So the MF here, especially here in city traffic, stop and go, it really works and can get us actually down to about 9 to 10 liters on 100 kilometers, which is excellent for a vehicle of this size and this size of engine. And another very interesting mode is we not only have the air suspension here, we also have the e-active body control, which is enabling us with this curve mode And in this curve mode, the car is evening out the G-forces by leaning into the corner like a motorcycle. And so when I go here now, the car is upright still. So this is, so to say, Mercedes' way to not use an anti-roll control, but use this one here, this diving into the corner with that, and is really, really funny. So it's a very unique driving experience. We'll soon head on to the motorway again. I just want to give you more acceleration. Yeah, there again, the camera picture. And when we are, on rolling onto the motorway, I can do some left-right, and then maybe you can see, it's really hard to see on camera. It's more like you experience that yourself. But it's really like when you are in this slalom, the car keeps really upright and doesn't lean to left and right. And that's part then again of this curve system, that the car is evening out the G-forces. Really amazing. But here we'll go to the Sports Plus mode now and really hammer it out. Let's see about the acceleration of this engine and also then about high-speed noise insulation. 30 kilometers an hour. Let's go. That's 200 kilometers an hour or 125 miles per hour. Very decent acceleration. All-wheel drive has a rear wheel bias, and now even here pretty stable at high speeds. You can also put the curve mode here now at higher speeds. See how that one plays out. Interesting. So in the sports mode, the suspension is stiffer. That helps us to keep the car straight, but in the curve mode, it's also helping. So, but it's a different feeling, and steering feeling is a little bit loose in the curve mode comparison to the sports mode. In the sports mode, you have a stronger steering feeling. Now to the conclusion for today with the Mercedes GLE. Still one of my favorite big or full-size SUVs because it does give you this air suspension, carpet ride driving feeling, very comfortable in the seating position, very good in the seating choices for the sustainable animal-free options, and also, especially if we pick a little bit, smaller wheels than we have here today, the overall comfort it delivers you. Nice styling, not too much over the top, quite sensual. Here in this new generation, a little bit sportier in the design. The interior with a nice build quality and also especially very cool ambient lighting. That's one of the features I like best actually with this vehicle. Nice voice input you have there, actually the best on the market at the moment. And the offering of space is also quite good. 7-seater option is available, as I said earlier. Doesn't make too much sense, I think. Then you would rather go with the GLS to really make use out of it. E-active body control, yeah, I mean it's a very interesting tech gadget, but also not really necessary. I would just pick it with a basic air suspension, maybe like 19-inch wheels or something, and you have the best comfort setup. And AMG-Line here on the interior is a very nice option, especially with this microfiber seats then here. So overall, I think one of the best SUVs in this segment here at the moment. The BMW X5 is a little bit more fun to drive. This one here then rather the emphasis on the comfort. So it's up to you then which you find best. You can also tune into our SUV comparison episode. Then we also tested here against some other competitors. So see you there. Always interesting links in the video description and in the pinned comment. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Really love to have you here in our community. Thanks so much. See you next time.